Ladies and gentlemen, the playoffs have arrived. Fighting through what has to be one of the most chaotic seasons in NFL history, the Las Vegas Raiders not only came out of this messy year with a winning record, but also clinched the 5th seed in the AFC with an emphatic win over the Powder Blue. Powering them to victory, and ultimately the postseason, is star pass rusher Maxx Crosby. Rushing from the left end position in Gus Bradley's 4-3 defense, Crosby is a player who consistently creates chaos in the backfield, throwing down runners for negative gains and striking fear into the hearts of opposing QBs. A multifaceted rusher, Crosby has mastered an array of moves to terrorize tackles all across the league. Every lineman's first check is to test if his counterpart is strong enough to handle him. If he ain't, well then you'll be playing against his backup in about 20 snaps time. This is of course known as the bull rush, winning the fight to get your hands on your man's chest plate and then driving through him. When Max gets a hold of you, he's gonna make you look like a damn pee-wee player, which is exactly what he does to Okorafor here. Timing the snap perfectly, Crosby bolts off the line, attacking the chest plate of his man and throwing his ass to the ground. Crosby is dragged down in the commotion and can only try to cling on to the Tin Man as he flicks the ball to Najee Harris. This time against Washington, Crosby demolishes Cornelius Lucas to disrupt the down. Crosby initially attempts to beat him to the edge, but with Lucas taking a greater kick step to cut off the angle, Max transfers his speed to power, using the momentum he's built up off his 5 powerful steps and planting it directly into the chest of his man. With the pocket compressed, Crosby can reach out and get a hand to Heineke's arm, causing the ball to flutter and get picked off. And more beast mode strength from Sunday's playoff clincher. Crosby is going to go right through the chest of Storm Norton, ragdolling him to the ground. After 3 steps, Norton hasn't got his hands up to fight Crosby, and this presents a huge target on his chest, one which Max hits with a knockout blow, making sure to extend with just one arm once he's engaged to create a longer lever and halt Norton from getting his hands back on him. Crosby barrels straight through him, just missing out on the strip sack of Herbert. When the straight route gets cut off, your next move is to go round. Tackles set their stance so they can willingly escort you right around their precious quarterbacks. But if you could have an exceptional first step like Crosby, you can beat them to this angle, making them look silly. Back against his friend Storm Norton, and the drum beating continues. With the threat of that bull rush, Crosby gives a little fake show as if he's going to attack inside, creating a blip of hesitation, and that's all he needs to beat Norton to the corner, slapping away his hands, clearing a path to the quarterback. Here against the Ravens, he's got Villanueva in the headlights, trying to track down the most elusive QB in the game. Crosby slow plays it off the line before stabbing his right foot as if he's going to go inside, only to use it to cut back outside to beat 78 to the edge. Watch how he actually jumps back slightly off the cut, creating the angle to get the corner, leaving him free on the QB. Lamar does his best to escape, but Crosby throws him down. Predictability foils all in football, and pass rushers are no exception. They must have a multiple array of moves they can call on when their initial speed and power are combated by the dancing bears trained to keep them away. Crosby's go-to tertiary move is this violent spin, taking tackles for a twirl, clearing a lane to the QB. Watch the spin move he pulls on his best friend Norton here. Powering upfield as if he's going for the speed rush, perfectly timing the spin move as Norton tries to engage, coming back through the vacant B gap. The guard has to disengage and clean up for his tackle, and Herbert gets the ball out rapidly for good measure. And here's the beautiful reverse spin that puts Andrew Wiley in the centrifuge. Initially attacking vertically, Crosby cuts hard off his second step to line up the inside move, only to spin back outside, sending Wiley into a tailspin. Wiley ends up so far out of position, he ends up back in it, and Mahomes gets the ball out before Crosby can crunch his knees. One thing that really leaps off the tape is just how incredible a motor Crosby has. Playing with maximum hustle on every play, his ferocity never stops no matter the situation. Against Washington, he never lets up despite having to take on 3 different blocks. He first attacks the right tackle before cutting back inside to attack the guard on the stun. While neither are successful, Crosby never gives up, spinning out of the blocks when he sees Heinicke break contain, chasing him all the way to the sideline to minimize the scramble. Versus the Steelers, he had his motor turned up to 11, refusing to quit on the play no matter how many blockers Pittsburgh sent his way. When most needed, Crosby continued to fight, forcing pressure on an interception and a crunching blow on 4th down. Iron Man strength and a lightning-quick first step translate beautifully to the run game, where Maxx is able to jump gaps before linemen can cover, or fight off multiple blockers to secure the ball carrier. Lined up at the 5 tech, the no-names are going to try to run counter power his way, sealing him inside with the tight end. Disgusted at the idea of not being assigned a lineman, Crosby stands his man up and drives him back while scraping down the line to follow the ball carrier, dismissing his man when he sees an opportunity, leaping to wrap up the running back. Against the Chiefs, he's again responsible for winning that edge and forcing anything wide back inside. The Chiefs try to stretch it right, but Crosby's power is too much for Wiley, as he bullies him back into the running lane, forcing Darrell Williams to try to cut inside, only for Crosby to disengage and bear hug Williams to the ground. We've shown you some power, so how about we show you some speed now? Here, showing fantastic footwork to avoid the puller. A standard power pull out of a shotgun here for Denver, and watch Maxx immediately pick up on it, cutting back inside to avoid the puller, colliding into Javonte with reinforcements in hand. And here, the Chargers attempt to trap block him, something designed to pick on fast penetrating players by giving them a free release, only to get crunched in the side by an unexpected block. However, Crosby is too fast even for that, beating the trap to the spot and wrapping up Eckler for a tackle for a loss. While the wording of what constitutes a holding penalty is clearly defined in the NFL rulebook, the ref's decision on when to actually enforce this rule remains a mystery. Maxx produces more holds than an AT&T call center, most of which go entirely uncalled. We're aware that to an extent, holding takes place on every snap in the NFL. We watch enough tape when making these videos to see that. So please believe us when we tell you this man is getting disproportionately affected by this, missing out on so many potential sacks and tackles for a loss. How to fix the NFL's awful zebras is a problem we're going to come back to and address in a future video. But sheesh, I mean, damn, give the guy a call. Maxx Crosby is one of the premier defensive ends in the National Football League, blending speed with power while leaving devastation in his wake. The Raiders have found a piece they can count on for the next decade, and someone they can genuinely anchor their defense around. And after all the craziness that's taken place this season, somehow, someway, the Raiders still find themselves with a shot at the Lombardi Trophy. Can they upset the Bengals and continue the fairy tale? We shall see. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and make sure to hit the subscribe button for future videos. If you want more football insight, why not check out our videos on the league's newest superstar receiver or the potential MVP of the season. Take care.